Welcome to our coverage on MidwestTour.tv of the Miracle on the High Banks 2. It's the challenge of the beginning of a great season of racing here in the upper Midwest at Slinger Super Speedway. It's a miracle on the high banks because it joins the super late models that compete here weekly at Slinger Super Speedway with the stars of the now branded ASA Midwest Tour. Hi, I'm Jim Trado. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, it's a cool afternoon. You might see my breath here, but these teams have been at it today, yesterday, the day prior, practicing here. Right now, the pro late models are on the racetrack. Several weekly divisions that race weekly here at Slinger on a Sunday night occasion are here this afternoon. You'll see all the action, including the 100 lap Miracle on the High Banks 2 ASA Midwest Tour season opener. We have qualifying to conclude. We haven't started qualifying yet. We'll go qualifying here shortly to set the top 16 in time. We'll tell you about all the things that are going on today with all these great local divisions here at Slinger Super Speedway, a track that's been here for 76 years, right here 35 miles north and east of, actually north and west, I should say, of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Glad to have you along with us. I'm Jim Trado, as I mentioned again. For our coverage today, we'll have our local public address guys join us as well. And it got a little bit quieter, so I can say hi, Dean Strom. It's going to be a great afternoon of racing here at Slinger Speedway here on our coverage.
Thank you, Jim Trado. He is in the grandstands here at the Slinger Super Speedway. Going to work his way up to the booth and join me momentarily. My name is Dean Strom. Welcome to MidwestTour.tv for the coverage of the opener, the 2023 opener for the ASA Midwest Tour. We are at the Slinger Super Speedway, the Miracle on the High Banks. Glad to have you with us here. We are just moments away from qualifying for the ASA Midwest Tour as one final practice session rolls trackside. This is the pro late models. Pro late models will join the card here today. We will have all the coverage for you, again, on MidwestTour.tv. Slinger Super Speedway, so historic in the world of short track racing. 76th season. 76th season of racing here at Slinger Super Speedway. For the second year in a row, the Miracle on the High Banks has opened up the ASA Midwest Tour schedule. As Jim alluded to, and as you can see by that picture there, the skies are gray, the temperatures are low, but we've got some hardy race fans here coming on out, and we're going to have all the coverage again for you here on ASA Midwest Tour, MidwestTour.tv. Again, just putting the wraps on a practice session. This is the pro late models. 26 super late models for the ASA Midwest Tour checked in and took some practice laps earlier today. Event schedule, of course, these drivers did have an opportunity to practice yesterday, and we'll talk more about that with Jim Trado as the afternoon rolls on here. It was an interesting day of practice yesterday, practicing between the snowflakes. Practicing yesterday through the snowflakes. It was, as I said, an interesting practice day indeed. And Jim Trado caught up with the defending race winner here for the Miracle on the High Banks. That is Luke Fenhouse. Let's see what Luke and hear what Luke Fenhouse had to say yesterday with our Jim Trado. The thoughts of Luke Fenhouse. Again, the defending race winner, Miracle on the High Banks here at the Slinger Super Speedway. Truly one of the bright young stars of this super late model sport, 19 years of age, hailing from Wausau, Wisconsin. Just turned 19 years of age. Former track champion here at the Slinger Super Speedway, former winner of the Slinger Nationals, and now full-time on the ARCA Menards East Series as he works his way up the racing ladder. Great to have him back here at the Slinger Super Speedway and back in the state of Wisconsin whenever he does get an opportunity. You know, another one of the young driving talents, another 19-year-old here from the state of Wisconsin, is going to represent the Kawicki Driver Development Program in 2023. Young driver by the name of Levon Vandergeest. He's going to try and replicate what Ty Majeski has done before, what Luke Fenhouse has done before, what Alex Prunty has done before, and capture the crown in the Kawicki Driver Development Program. He sat down for a minute with Jim Trado. Here is Levon Vandergeest. Merrill, Wisconsin's Levon Vandergeest, finishing up his first year as a mechanical engineering student at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. We have begun qualifying some of the support divisions with us here today. This is the modified division, the open wheel modified division. First group to take to the Speedway for qualifying, and for qualifying coverage here of the modifieds, we're going to throw it over to Track PA and the Hall of Famer, the voice of the Slinger Super Speedway, Todd Balin.
First lap for Ryan Lowvald is a 13.056 JDS service, Powderhorn concrete. Second lap 12.823 for Ryan Lowvald. Uh-oh. There's two number 67s. This is Ryan Lowvald. Well, that last guy, Vince Young, right the laps down backwards. The first lap for Ryan Lowvald is a 13.051. Second and final in the PMF Landscape Supply 67 car, 12.698. Weston Marthaler in the 100 car. Glenwood, Minnesota's own Weston Marthaler. And the Marthaler Automotive KBR Racing number 100. First lap 12.954. The 100 of Weston Marthaler, second and final lap, is a 12.695. Carl Ben in the 01 car out of Lisbon, Wisconsin. Brake and equipment, PMF Landscape Supply. LCM exteriors, 12.867 on the first lap. And a 12.514, second lap for the 01 of Carl Ben. Clint Sillers from Wausau, the Victory Driving Experience number 2 car. .392 first lap for the number 2 of Clint Sillers. And a 13.020 on the second lap for Clint Sillers in that 2 car. It's my ex, Hall of Famer Billy Preetzel in the number 5 car. The recently retired mechanic from Quality Auto Repair, which makes him my ex-mechanic. 12.741 first lap for Billy P. The Franklin Flyer, who actually lives in Richfield. 12.605 second lap. Let's see. Makes him 4th quickest overall. Mike Sandholm in the number 6 car. Butler Wire and Metal Products, Tom Schley's Contracting, and Hefner Racing Products. 12.715 on the first for Mike Sandholm. Second lap, 12.410. Justin Painich, number 87. First official lap for Justin is a 14.418. And a 12.981. That's a little more like it. Justin Painich in the number 87. Congratulations to Steven Schultz, 12.147 fast time for the former track champion. We still show Nick Ostberg having to qualify, but he hasn't been out yet. We don't know where he is. He might be in the men's room. The American Super Cups will qualify those cute little race cars. Group qualifying. I'll give you the faster laps when they're done. No sense going through them one at a time. All right, here's the 5 cars you just watched. Brandon Wind, number 41, was the quickest at a 15.384. The 01, Mike Rose, turned a 15.654. 31, Mick Ellis, was a 15.734. Number 16, Max Layback, was a 16.151. And number 15, Jojo Fadke, 16.165. Attention in the pits, Pro Late models. Please line up at this time. Pro Late models. Those 5 cars that just took time. 88, these are in no particular order, by the way. Berlin McKay, 17.919. Number 60, Lindsay Herwald, 19.564. 27, Autumn Rendina, 16.195. 21, Ryan Mader, 16.066. And 44, Chris Kachera, 17.506. At any time, if I give a pronunciation, because there's many new names that is not correct, and there have anybody in the stands that knows the correct pronunciation, if you can get past the gate guard, come on in and correct me, and I'm okay with it. But the gate guard might tase you, just giving you a heads up. That group of 5 completing their qualifying, we had fast time right there. 97, Sean Urich was a 15.296. We will add to that 23, Riley Baskey, 17.228. T.C. Smith, 17.336. That was number 54. Now, number 10, Rob Baskey, 15.812. Number 5, Kevin Langenecker, 16.018. And 44, Sebastian Beaupree, 15.955. As I'm seeing names for the first time, I'm always assuming that the names are spelled correctly in front of me, too. So if you've put it in where you can't read it and I pronounce it the way you wrote it, all bets are off. First car to qualify, the number 28 of Jesse Bernhagen of Willard, Wisconsin. I have to admit, I've never heard of Willard. Jones Dairy Farm of Fort Atkinson. Daring Lawn Services of Wanakee. First lap was a 12.546. Jesse Bernhagen. He's number 28 because he was born on the same day that Davey Allison died. Second lap for Jesse Bernhagen, 12.136. Zach Prunty and his new red and black paint job will hit the racetrack. All Out Marine, Perrin Trucking, and Bonafide Security Solutions. First lap for Zach Prunty is a 12.459. And second lap for the 39, 12.138. Missed fast time by 2/1000ths. Tyler Schley in the number 55 car on the racetrack. Tyler is from Colgate, Truck and Auto Elegance, Hartford Wine and Spirits, and Woody's Bar. First lap was a 12.212. Second lap for Tyler Schley is fast time at a 12.110. Driving car number 61, the Hall of Famer out of Johnson Creek, Wisconsin. The world's oldest teenager, Jerry Eckhart. PMF Landscape Supply, Bennington Concrete, bumper to bumper. First lap, 12.582. Wolfpack Apparel, Dane County Drywall. Up in the corner, NASCAR Collectibles. The Hall of Famer. 12.425 on the second and final lap. By my recollection, the first 80-year-old race car driver to ever take a qualifying lap at Slinger Speedway in a late model. Jake Vanoski in car number 84. First lap at 12.247. IBEW Local 494 Electricians Union and Bunzel's Meat Market and Catering 12.155. Man, very, very tight times here for the Pro late models. Tom Behrens in car number 99. Attention in the pits, super late models, please line up at this time. Super lates, you are next. First lap for Tom Behrens, 12.356. Second and final lap for Tom Behrens. Fast time, 12.036. The 99 of Tom Behrens. Takes us back to the 01 car. Former track champion Ryan Gutnecht of Oak Creek. First lap, 12.345. That's right. 12.345. All Oak Creek Automotive, IBEW 494, Camtech and Barker's reconditioning. 12.160. Second lap. Tyler Ramadka, the second generation racer out of Colgate, Wisconsin, the Fireplace Limited. Bonafide Security Solutions, Town and Country Beverage. Weimer Bearing, Jerry Certified Service, 12.842. Pioneer Bowl, NVR, IBEW 494, the Mobile Repair Guys, and Wire Specialists. Second and final for Tyler Ramatka, 12 and a half seconds. 12.500. Mitchell Delkamp of Germantown, Wisconsin, number 16, Sure Shot, Milwaukee Sprayer. Bartline Barrels, A-plus Landscape, Motormasters, Ram Tool, Bauman Tree Service. 12.636 on the first for Mitchell Delkamp. Second and final for the number 16, 12.401. Because of my vast experience here at Slinger Speedway, I'm going to say that this car is probably not going to be fast qualifier as long as it's being pushed. Billy Braun having a heck of a time getting it started. Well, if he doesn't get it started by the time you get to the pit entrance, I don't know, is that really what we want to do? Nah. Good news, though, he's getting much better gas mileage than the other race cars. And gas ain't cheap, you know. I'm sure that the super late models are lined up and chomping at the bit. What did I hear? The qualifying number was 81. Pretty exciting. We're about to have super late models on the racetrack for the first time. As you know, this is a dual points race for you early birds. I'll mention this later, but it's not only ASA Midwest Series points, but it's also the first points race of the year for our own Elite 8 super lates here at Slinger Speedway. So points for both series. And we find out this week, both of Wisconsin's Kowicki candidates will be racing with us today in the Super.
Qualifying. Jim Treadle for the ASA Midwest Tour on track right now. First driver. First of all, it's good to have you.
Great to be here.
Thanks for coming.
This is the start of the ASA Midwest Tour era. Brian Sire-Keski, the first car to qualify. The number 81 is the first number, and all numbers higher, back to 00. On back to number 80, really. Will be the last car to qualify if we had a car for every number. 81, Brian Sire-Keski out of Lakeville, Minnesota on the track, 28-year-old. The Frederickson Signs Advanced Diesel-Powered Shell's Mobile RV Service, number 81.
He was 5th quick in our morning practice session was Brian Sierkeski, the Lakeville, Minnesota driver. Hang on. Oh, my.
Locked it down.
Kept it off the wall.
They do get 3 laps in the qualifying. The best of the 3 laps will set the fastest time for the car.
16 will be locked into the 100-lap feature through qualifying. So when we get to the 16th, 17th, 18th qualifier, we will keep you up to speed, updated as far as who is in on time. But this is Brian Sierkeski, the first qualifier, and because he hadn't tripped the wire, he's going to go do a loop around and get a full run at it because momentum is so important.
There is 1 dead lap coming out of the pit, so he was coming to the green flag of his first of 3 laps when he spun. So I'm going to leave it up to the flag man on the track tower to determine how many more laps he gets yet, Dean. White flag's out, 1 more to go.
Good idea. 39 degrees if you're
not in the wind.
If you're not in the wind. So it is, I had a chance to talk with Ryan DeStefano about the chilly temperatures, and he says once everything is warmed up, once the tires are warmed up, once the engine is warmed up, it's really not bad. It's comfortable on the driver, but it's getting to that point of getting everything warmed up that's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, the best seat in the house is behind the wheel of a warm race car or on the grill making the hot dogs and hamburgers here at Slinger Speedway. You're near the heat, that's
Brian Sierkeski's first lap, his official lap, I should say, is an 11.474. You don't want to be one of the first drivers to go out to qualify, and that number was just drawn randomly when drivers came in today. So we'll start with, like Jim said, start with the number 81 and just keep rolling. When we get up to 100, we'll come back and bring it up with 0 and 1 and 2 and thereon forward. This is the driver that knows the high banks of the Slinger Super Speedway well. This is Brad Miller.
Car number 89. On track 3-time Slinger Super Speedway weekly Super Late Model champion. Second quick in time, 11.609 seconds. His best of his 3 laps here at Slinger Super Speedway, his home track. He's also a dirt racer in dirt late models. He does it at the same time, same weekend, with 2 different teams here in Wisconsin. Very active racer.
This is the reigning Slinger Super Speedway Super Late Model champion. Young driver from Wales, Wisconsin, R.J. Braun.
Morris Midwest, Okuma, Sugami, and P.D. Paterka and Associates, the sponsors on the defending champ. The Elite 8 Super Late Models is what they call them here at Slinger. 8 races only this year will make up their schedule. He is the defending champ of last year's run. But he's scoring sort out here. There's a couple of 92s on the track, so as that whittles out, Dean, what did R.J. Braun get?
11.356, 11.356, so R.J. is the fast.
Next up is Conrad Morgan. Car number 92 on the track. This is the original 92. R.J. actually drew the number 92 on his race car in tribute to Conrad, who for years raced here at Slinger Speedway in the Slinger Bees, on through Midwest Sportsman, on through to Super Late Models, and he carries the number forward, working with Steve April's team now. But this is Conrad Morgan. Car number 92, and the Certa Pro Painters Pro Seal Asphalt Paving AJ Small Engine Repair Escita, number 92.
6-time Slinger Super Speedway Super Late Model champion, former Slinger Nationals champion, 74 years young.
That's the word, young. Getting after it, Conrad. 11.785, his best of his 3 laps, 11.785. Fourth of the 4 cars that have qualified.
Next up, the Rookie of the Year in 2022 on the ASA Midwest Tour is Harley Jankowski. Harley Jankowski from Sparta, Wisconsin.
Hableman Brothers Cranberries, Kurt's Shop and Modern Disposal System on his Chevrolet are his sponsors for 2023.
Hey, as the Rookie of the Year, the reigning Rookie of the Year in the ASA Midwest Tour, he got to go to Daytona and get in on ARCA Menard Series car. That was, that's big. That's huge.
ARCA, as a sanctioning body, had the ARCA Series Super Series and the ARCA Midwest Tour. For years, they brought down the champions or selected drivers to come and test during the ARCA Menard Series test at Daytona in January, and Harley got the call this year.
He's fourth quick is Harley Jankowski, 11.660. Next up, the number 97 machine come to us by way of Cambridge, Wisconsin. This is Jacob Nottestead. Jacob Nottestead in the 97. Young driver, family-owned team. Got a bright future ahead of him.
Batting .500 in his now ASA Midwest Tour starts. He has 2 starts. He's won 1 in the top 5 in the other.
Not too bad. He won at Jefferson Speedway last year when the Midwest Tour went to his home track. Jacob Nottestead, second quick, 11.431.
Former Kawicki Driver Development Program driver. Next up, the number 97 of James Swan. Perhaps has more laps here in the last 10 years than any other driver.
In several different divisions, too.
A lot of different divisions. He's a Midwest Sportsman champion here at Slinger Super Speedway. He's a 5-time and defending Midwest Truck Series champion. They'll be racing with us when we come back here for the ASA Stars National Tour, sanction of the Slinger Nationals. That's on Tuesday night, July 11th. You'll see it right here on MidwestTour.tv.
James Swan doesn't get behind the wheel of a super late model very often. When he does, he's always one to contend with because, as you said, Jim, one of the true veterans of short track racing here in southeastern Wisconsin. He was actually a former Rookie of the Year on the ASA Midwest Tour a few years back, and Swanee will slot into the 5th position.
AV Gorilla, PMF Landscape, BMT Trucking, all in Swan's car, as well as Reed's Marine and Leo's Upper Dells Bar, the destination in the water park capital of the world, Wisconsin Dells.
The PD Paterka and Associates number 98. From Wales, Wisconsin, this is Rob Braun. Rob Braun, the dad of the guy who is currently sitting atop the scoring pylon, R.J. Braun.
And Rob's raced here for a number of years in super late models, but Rob started racing 4 cylinders here, and then he started racing limited late models.
Won a championship. Won a championship in the pro late models.
He hasn't raced as much lately, and this is his Midwest Tour debut, if you believe it or not, with all the laps he's run here in Wisconsin. The 49-year-old out of Wales, Wisconsin, in the white and blue number 98. He's won here before in weekly competition. We're trying to get the top 16 to get in the show here. 4th quick for Rob Braun.
Oh, good lap. Picked it up on his 3rd lap. 11.489 seconds. Now, we talked about that. We started with 81.
Yep.
Went up to 100. Now we're going to bring it back down to 0. Ryan DeStefano.
Whoa, Ryan, hang on. Ice cold tires.
You know that guy that I talked to and said, it's fine once we get things warmed up. That was this guy, Ryan DeStefano. Getting warmed up is going to be a challenge here today. Getting some heat in the tires, getting some heat under the hood, and getting things just ready to go.
And it's just a matter, the cars are idling for a while in the pits. The oil temp's up, everything's ready to go. It's just a matter of getting things perfect. You can see the stickers on the treads here. By rule, these Hoosier 35s and 45s must be sticker tires to qualify on. A lot of the teams yesterday and Friday practiced on really old tires. Some teams elected this morning to buy new tires to see what that fuel is like. They no longer can be used. You must start the race on these 4 sticker tires to qualify and race on the same 4 you qualify on. So these are brand new tires to the surface. We saw the difference there of coming on cold tires on the racetrack.
Now, Ryan DeStefano is a weekly competitor here at the Slinger Super Speedway. And to that point, Jim, the weekly competitors, they'll have a scuff session. They won't qualify on sticker tires. They'll qualify on tires that are 3, 4, 5, 6 laps old. They're scuffed in. So for a guy like Ryan DeStefano, qualifying on brand new sticker tires is something he's not used to.
Yeah, those teams at some point in the practice early in the day, to your point, Dean, would get a chance to go out for maybe 5, 6 laps and then come back in. They call that the entire session a scuff session for the teams to get those tires in. How do you do, Dean?
He did pretty good. He's to the top of the board, 11.355. Ryan DeStefano, the fast qualifier.
Next up, the defending race winner in the number 4. From Wausau, Wisconsin, Luke Fenhouse in the Dunright Exteriors, Crystal Finishing, Zillish Asphalt, Pioneer, Central Wisconsin Vending, Chevrolet. Luke is back in Wisconsin. His focus this year, winning another championship. He's done it the last 2 years. 2021, he was the Slinger Super Speedway track champion. Last year, he won this race on the high banks at Slinger Speedway. Luke Fenhouse in the 4.
Good to have him back in Wisconsin. Of course, he's going to campaign full-time on the ARCA Menard Series East. Moving up the racing ladder, Luke Fenhouse will move up in the running order to 6th, 11.498, 11.498, the quickest of his 3 qualifying laps.
Next up, former track champion in the super late models, former track champion in the late models, the 2016 Kawicki Driver Development Cup Kawicki Cup champion, Alex Prunty out of Lomira, the 30-year-old new daddy off of turn 4. Baby Ruby's at home with Mom Sierra, and Alex is ready to go racing with the Prunty family here today at Slinger Super Speedway. some people would say this should be called Slinger Prunty Speedway. There's a lot of Prunties that race here.
There's a lot of Prunties that race here, and a lot of championships have been garnered by the Prunties over pretty much all of the divisions. This is Alex Prunty, former super late model track champion here, former late model track champion here. He worked his way up the racing ranks, and he is to the top of the board. The first driver in the twos, an 11.265. 11.265, Alex Prunty, the man to beat.
12th car on the track now, carries the number 13 on the door. His favorite number since day one. The 26-year-old second-generation racer, Nick Egan. Nick Egan in car number 13. Champ in the single late model division. Last year he went out and chased the Arca Serie Jegs All-Star Tour,
Came up just a tad bit short on that.
In the championship for the final race, racing for the championship there in his rookie season. Great run for him across a bunch of new tracks for him across the Midwest.
Modified Security Solutions, Zeller Transportation, longtime supporters of this likable young driver. Nick Egan will be...
Not a ton of laps in super late models.
Fourth quick, 11.387. And to your point, yes, not a lot of laps on the super late model for Nick Egan. We should talk about that real quickly, the difference between a pro late model and a super late model, because they're different depending on what region you are in. Here in the Midwest, the pro late models run on an 8-inch tire. The super late models run on a 10-inch tire. So, yeah, Nick Egan jumping up to the super late models, doing a great job, fourth quick. Next up, a driver who knows how to get it done here in the ASA Midwest Tour. He has been runner-up in the season-long championship point standings a couple of times. This is Gabe Summers.
Last year's championship runner-up and the winner of the huge Jim Sauter Classic, paid $15,555 last Labor Day weekend at Dells Raceway Park.
He put a whooping on him there, Jim.
Crew chief by Travis Sauter. That would be Jim Sauter's grandson. Tim Sauter is oldest. On the backstretch now, Gabe Summers down the backstretch. Boys, he got a good car. That Maristem sponsorship, Wisconsin vegetable potato growers on the hood. He's got a very fast car no matter where he goes. His 8th race already of the season. Where do you end up, Dean?
Fourth quick, Jim. 11.359. So Gabe Summers, one of the touring stars for the ASA Midwest Tour, fourth quick.
In his second decade of racing here at Slinger Super Speedway, 21-year-old Grant Griesbach.
I didn't think about it like that.
Started here at age 10. He won a Slinger Bees race at age 10 on the high banks at Slinger.
Crazy. And now he's about ready to graduate from college with an economics degree. Grant Griesbach, a student at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater.
Cobblestone Hotels, Wissota Shop House, Garden Inc., and IBEW Local 494. Sponsoring this number 17. More laps at Wisconsin International lately than here at Slinger Speedway.
Seventh quick, 11.434, 11.434. Jim, here's a driver that you had an opportunity to spend some time with yesterday. Super family, great young man, and a great young race car driver. This is Levon Vandergeest.
In his third year of super late model racing, I assumed it was his second. Wrong. It's already his third. They start the year with 2 brand new pieces for this Vandergeest racing effort. His dad, Jay, and the entire team are here, the Weinkauf brothers, and they have Tony D'Ambrose helping him, who helped out Rich Bickle to his 2 huge wins in his final racing season a couple years ago in the Midwest Tour.
Levon a little sideways there off of corner number 4 on that lap. Again, 3 qualifying laps here around this high bank fast quarter mile. 11th quick for Levon, 11.546. So
there's a last chance race you won't have to worry about racing.
Yeah, remember, we're going to take the top 16 through qualifying. Here's a driver that has gotten it done here on the high banks before, and he has been getting it done in 2023. Bubba Pollard. Bubba Pollard in the 26 machine, the next driver to qualify.
Apex Motorsports providing this car for a handful of ASA Midwest Tour and ASA Stars National races in the Upper Midwest for the Sonoya, Georgia veteran. 2017 Slinger Nationals champion Bubba Pollard got here on Friday, did some testing. I asked what he did yesterday. He said, I don't know, it's too cold to go outside. But he was here yesterday watching practice in between literal snow showers and raindrops throughout the afternoon.
This is the money lap for Bubba, and let's see if he can improve. He does. He goes up to 12th, 11.549. Conrad Morgan is 16th. He is the bubble driver. Again, 16 cars are going to come out of qualifying and automatically advance to the 100 lapper.
Putting a period on Bubba Pollard. His first time in this race car prepared by Travis Dassa was Friday. It was a learning lesson for both crew chief and owner Travis Dassau and this driver with Casey Johnson pitching in to help as well, the defending Midwest Tour driver champion.
So number 38, a Slinger Super Speedway Elite 8 Super Late Model regular competitor. This is Nick Wagner. Comes to us from Hartford, Wisconsin. The Moosa Machining Grand Avenue Dental, number 38.
Weekly racer in the Super Lates. He also won a Slinger Bees 4-cylinder championship here at Slinger Super Speedway.
13th quick. Right now in, but just barely. Harley Jankowski is on the bubble. Next up, the number 40 machine. From Wausau, we find Jeremy Lepak. Jeremy Lepak.
He's been great around Central Wisconsin. In 2011, he and car owner Jerry Gunderman went out and won the Slinger Super Speedway Super Late Model Track Championship.
Yeah, they paired up and put an emphasis towards winning that championship. They did do that. Now, Jeremy has had a new emphasis starting last year. It's a brand new Toby car last year. Car owner said, you know what, we have this brand new car. We might as well go out and run. And so they kind of stretched their legs out a little bit. Ran the Slinger Nationals last year, did a fantastic job. Jeremy Lepak, 6th quick.
He was 17th to 6th in lap 2 to lap 3. Great effort there at 11.402 for Jeremy Lepak.
The 42 machine on track. Former Slinger Nationals champion, former Super Late Model champion here at the Slinger Super Speedway. This is Dennis Prunty.
Making his 39th career Midwest Tour start. One victory came at Wisconsin International Raceway in the Gander Auto Group 250. Second across the line behind Kyle Busch. First to the scales and legal. Cashed a big check that day.
Dennis's nephew, Alex Prunty, is atop the leaderboard. Dennis with his third and final lap right here on these cold conditions. With these cold conditions, we have seen the third lap be the best, and it is indeed. Dennis will jump up to the 7th position. 7th quick for Dennis Prunty. Up next, this guy has had an eventful morning. Well, more about that later. From Gleason, Wisconsin, the 26-year-old driver, Justin Mondyke.
Already bumped out James Swan, Harley Jankowski, and Conrad Morgan. Justin Mondyke on the track.
Brad Miller on the bubble.
Mondyke has had a great season. Last couple years, winning track championships at State Park Speedway, Norway Speedway in the Upper Peninsula. Racing here at the Midwest Tour last year as well. Great effort for him. Finished 4th in points 1 year ago.
Aqua Finance, Agra Industries, Powerhouse Lawn and
hanging
Leisure.
off a 4 there.
Oh, 10th quick.
In a backup car. They dropped the motor in and put it in gear to get out for practice this morning. It broke. They went to a backup car, thrashed on it.
And changed a lot of stuff around.
On Mondyke's car. Great job by Toby Noodleman and the crew.
The backup car was ready to go, but it wasn't exactly set up how crew chief Toby Noodleman would want it set up here for the high banks of the Slinger Super Speedway. So give a call to that Mondyke crew. Up next from Allenton, Wisconsin, in the Interstate Sawing, Gordy Boucher, Ford number 48. This is Brad Keith. Brad Keith.
Been at this a while. He's 38 years young. His family owns Keith's Marina, and he's a really active guy. A great guy to hang around. He's got Boucher Ford on the quarter panel there, and he's one of the local drivers to watch for the championship this year.
14th quick, so he slots in, puts Levon Vandergeest on the bubble, and Luke Fenhaus is 15th. And here is a heavy hitter, Jim.
5-time Slinger Super Speedway track champion Steve Apel. Coming across turn 4, he was also towed out to Tucson Raceway Park, Tucson Motorsports Park now I think it's called.
Yeah, ran the Chili Willy.
Yep, he ran out there. Tristan Swanson ran out there, and they brought out a team car for Steve with Brad Cosso to race.
And Steve drove to a top 10 finish out there in the Chili Willy. Steve Apel, 15th quick on lap number 2. Bumps Vandergeest. Let's see what he can do on his third and final lap.
Apel tested this car on Friday, brought out a different car that he may prepare for the Slinger Nationals yesterday.
And he will improve all the way up to the 2nd position.
11.318. The best time is Alex Prunty, 11.265.
Top 4 are Slinger Super Speedway regular weekly competitors. Here is another one on track now in the double 5. Hailing from Muskego, Wisconsin, in the Ricardo's Pizza Direct Promotions, number 55. This is Rich Locke.
Got the nickname Richie the Rocket Lock. What a great guy. I've known him since he and his dad raced go-karts at Badger Raceway in Dowsville, Wisconsin. It was a father-son effort, and it still continues to be a family operation. His dad passed on a couple years ago, but man, Richie and his gang, they're a solid people to hang out with, and they're really nice, and they really like to go fast.
You known him since he was go-karting.
Yep.
Do you want me to tell you how old he is now?
No, I'm okay with that.
All right.
I got it written down here somewhere. He's 50.
Rich Locke, 14th quick. Luke Fenhaus has been bumped. Rich Locke in 14th. Brad Keith on the bubble.
Nobody said it'd be easy to come to Slinger Super Speedway. ASA Midwest Tour, this is a points race for them here today, kicking off the season. The next time ASA's logos will fly across the flagpoles here at Slinger will be the Tuesday night, July 11th. ASA Stars National Tour sanction of the 43rd Slinger Nationals. The 44th or 43rd?
That's a good question.
No,
Let me get back to you.
We'll say 43rd.
Let me get back to you on that one.
Long time. Long time.
Joseph Scholze on track in the number 58, the next driver to qualify. Winding down here, just a handful of drivers left, but Brad Keith on the bubble. Rob Braun is in right now. Alex Prunty and Steve Apel are at the top of the leaderboard. Scholze will not make it in on time. There is, to your point, earlier point, there is a last chance qualifier.
One of the two Kawicki driver development drivers in the field today. Levon Vandergeest is one of them. This is the other. 2 of the 7 drivers competing for the Kawicki Cup this year. Riley Stenjum back in the honors of being a Kawicki driver development program driver in 2023.
Screaming Norwegian. House Contractors, Hogan Farms, number 77. It's a driver who had a rough break in this event 1 year ago. Had some mechanical issues in practice. Didn't get to start the race. But he's looking good here on his qualifying lap right now, the 77. He's got some people turning the wrenches and guiding him here today.
Did I hear Ty Majeski's his crew chief?
Majeski is his crew chief.
Did you hear the same thing I did?
Yes, I did.
I didn't see Ty, though. I think he was under the hood the whole time.
I think he was staying warm.
Yeah.
In the trailer. 8th quick on lap number 2. Great effort for Riley Stenjum. Can he improve on lap number 3? He does not, but he is still 8th quick. 11:4:37. That will put Rob Braun on the bubble. Next driver out to qualify from Wimberley, Texas. In the Baja, Alverson Motorsports, number 79. This is Barrett Polhemus.
This car, this machine, this effort, last year at a number 5 on the door with the champion, Casey Johnson. Casey is here as the crew chief for this team. He and Barrett worked last year in the Tundra Super Late Model, handful of races here up in Wisconsin.
He was the Rookie of the Year in the Tundra Super Late Models.
Casey Johnson, the defending champ, is taking time away from the race car, trying to heal up from an injury suffered last fall in a racing incident. So he's here not driving, but helping out Barrett. How'd he do, Steve?
12th quick.
Hey, he's in the show. He's in the show.
Great job by that 18-year-old driver from Texas. That'll put Richie Locke on the bubble. And unofficially, Jim, I think this is our last qualifier.
That'll be the number 80 of Ryan Farrell. Ryan Farrell has got a ton of laps here. He began racing here in 2008 in the street stock. You want to talk about skating around this place on 4 skates. Those cars are really fast, and there's too much horsepower to the tire. So let's see how Ryan can compute that here with a brand new body on a proven chassis here in the number 80 Adams Recovery number 80 machine. Adams heavy-duty tow.
Second quick.
Jacoby waterproofing. Thierry's race engines.
Wow.
Second quick for Ryan Farrell.
He's got one more lap. Can he do it?
Yes.
He will.
Yes.
Wow. Last
impressive.
car to qualify, last lap, goes to the top of the board.
Stealing the headlines and qualifying for the ASA Midwest Tour season opener, Ryan Farrell out of Big Bend, Wisconsin, has secured the fast qualifying position. Keep in mind, the top 16 times are locked in, but there's always an invert when it comes to feature time.
Yep.
Ryan Farrell will draw an invert at some point in pre-race. He will not start on the front row. He'll start 7 plus a dice roll in position, so no better than 8th on the invert on the start. But what a great show of speed here at one of the tracks he's very familiar at.
Well, he's very familiar with this track, but if you go back 1 year and remember, he had a rough go of it here at the Slinger Super Speedway in this opener, the Miracle on the High Banks last year. This is a tough place, Jim. You know, you've been coming here for a lot of years, as have I. This is a tough place. If you are off just a tick, you can be the difference between first and 20th.
And unfortunately, it magnifies. These are 11-second laps. So if you lose a little bit of bite off of turn 2, it's going to compound extremely quickly. You don't have time to change lines or recover because this track enforces a 2-groove racetrack. You can't sit there with your big bumper getting wider. They're going to point you to a lane. You got to commit or you're going to get a black flag.
If you can't pick it, they'll pick it for you.
But I love the fact that this worn-out surface has 2 grooves. You can race competitively. We'll see probably passes for the lead take 5, 6, 7, 8 laps to develop because of the equality of these race cars. We're competing with Slinger Weekly cars and Super Lates. We're competing with ASA Midwest Tour cars. Yes, a lot of these drivers have raced here before, but this is a points race for the Midwest Tour. This is a points
points appearance opportunity for the super late model drivers racing here in the late 8 division at Slinger Super Speedway.
Let's talk about that, though, for just a minute, because for years the Midwest Tour did not come to the Slinger Super Speedway. It didn't work out schedule-wise. It didn't work out promotion-wise. It just never worked out. Well, Todd Thielen and his family in the last couple of years have taken ownership of the Slinger Super Speedway, and with that, it really brought a new enthusiasm, a new open-mindedness. Last year, Todd Thielen and Greg McCarns from the Midwest Tour got together, promoted this event, said, let's bring the Midwest Tour to the Slinger Super Speedway. Some thought it was a miracle. That's why we get the Miracle on the High Banks. And they're back here this year to open up the 2023 campaign of the Midwest Tour, and it's great to see.
And this is a new chapter. We mentioned Greg McCarnes.
Yep.
He'll be at a lot of these races. He's promoting these races. He's also hosting 2 ASA Midwest Tour races this season at his home track. His family operates Madison International Speedway, Wisconsin's fastest half mile, as we're sitting here in front of the world's fastest quarter mile. Got it. World's fastest quarter mile here at Slinger. Wisconsin's fastest half mile in Madison, where we had in a couple weeks on Sunday afternoon, May 7th.
Yep, I was just going to go there. 2 weeks. It'll be the Joe Shear Classic. That event has always put on some very memorable shows.
MIS Racing, I think, is the website, misracing.com. Get your tickets there. Go to ASA Midwest Tour. Follow on social, too. Race with Stars on Twitter. A lot going on under the new ASA sanction, and owner Bob Sargent. This is the first race where Bob, the owner of Track Enterprises, is full out owning the Midwest Tour and what's going on with a bunch of great people returning to help run and operate this wonderful Upper Midwest Series.
We've got qualifying for the 4-cylinder class on tap right now. Let's throw it back to Todd Bailing for qualifying for this 4-cylinder division.
That first group, by the way, 23, Brian Stanchek was 15.665. 20, Kendall Becker was 15.439. 20, Travis Kreuzer was fast at 15.281. And 21, Scott Emmerich was 14.491 in the 21 car. And in no particular order. Tom Elsinger in the number 33 car set fast time at a 15.248. 24, Marty Takas was 15.453. 25, Paul Regals was 15.673. And 52, Dylan Lemberger was 15.619. One car has been DQ'd so far. 21, Scott Emmerich. He had you can't go faster than 12.2 or you get the hook comes out and pulls you right out of your car. In that group, 08 Matt Wandry was 15.914. 84 Mitchell Strobel was 15.732. And number 3 Jason Klopp was 15.265. Attention in the pits. Top 16 super late models in time. Please come down to the area right by the flag stand here. There's a table set up for you. Autograph session for top 16 qualifiers. In that last group, Al Strobel will be DQ'd. He turned a 15.073 in the number 14 car. Other qualifiers were 10, Ricky Gebhard, 15.469. 11, Brandon Meneke, 15.312. And Misty Ben in car number 19, 15.348. During pro late model qualifying, Billy Braun could not get the 31 car fired up, so he will get his qualifying right here. Billy Braun from Wales, Wisconsin. P.D. Paterka, Wisconsin Automation, Welder Supply. The second generation racer in the 31 car. First lap for Billy Braun, 13.244. Tom Behrens has fast time at a 12.036. Second and final for Billy Braun, 12.655. For those of you who don't recognize him, that's the star of stage, screen, but mostly television, Jim Trado down there getting ready for a live shot. Oh, yeah, don't say his name. Okay, shh, everybody be quiet. I'm going to ruin this for you. Just watch. What's it worth to you?
Thanks again for tuning into the live look-in here at Slinger Super Speedway. You got a taste of what we're going to enjoy this weekend. Every Sunday night they race here at Slinger Super Speedway. They got a website. It's a great racing track, the world's fastest quarter-mile high bank track. We're looking at 11-second laps. Yeah, you got a taste of it now. Thanks for tuning in on the live look-in. We want you to go now to MidwestTour.tv and subscribe, because in a few minutes we're going to wave off the free live look-in on our social channels and head over to MidwestTour.tv. These fans are hardy. They're ready for racing. In a little while, we'll go racing. We'll start the day at 2 p.m. Central Time with on-track action with a very special race. The fastest 3 qualifiers in the Slinger Elite 8 Series will be racing in a 6-car dash. Yep, the other 3 cars will be the fastest qualified cars in the ASA Midwest Tour. That special 6-lap dash will be the first thing we'll see at 2 o'clock after opening ceremonies, followed by the last chance race to lock into the 24-car starting field of today's Miracle on the High Banks 2 100-lap ASA Midwest Tour and Slinger Elite 8 Super Late Model Series start of the season race event. It'll end today, this afternoon, after all those other divisions you just saw. Racing our big final feature will be a 100-lapper to determine who's going to win the very first ASA Midwest Tour race here of the 2023 season. That's all on the way, starting at 2 p.m. Central Time. Back with live coverage only on MidwestTour.tv. Thanks for the live look-in. These fans are here. We hope you stay here. Tell your friends, join us. If you can't get here to Slinger USA, we'll see you in a little while, MidwestTour.tv. Thanks, Tom.
Attention in the pits, this is second call. Top 16 in qualifying. Your presence is requested right here